let's talk a little bit about neuropeptides first off. We're going to be talking a lot about these in the theory of how these devices work. One of the things they tend to do is promote the release of neuropeptides, or they're called regulatory peptides. These will be the formation points for basically your own internal pharmaceuticals of painkillers, things like this. They're also communication links. They trigger cell communication in the body as well. So these serve as sort of packages of programs, and there are things that block neuropeptide release. Those are called energy cysts, and that's another term that we want to become familiar with. An energy cyst itself, these are going to appear in chronic cases, not acute. We're going to have two types of cases. You're going to have acute, where you just stubbed your toe, broke your arm, did something, it just occurred, and then there's going to be chronic conditions. You've had it for a month, 3 months, longer. Those are, in the chronic, the latter case, is where the energy cysts form. And how those are working is they basically are an unfinished program in your body. They're walled off energetically, and they tend to emit just a constant signal. So disease, for example, is considered basically an energy cyst, or they're made up of them. So the goal of the SCENARs and these devices is to break through that and let your body come and finish that program and get rid of it, so your body rebalances itself. SCENAR, as we mentioned, is going to help release the neuropeptides. Now, what we'll talk about in a minute is exactly how that occurs on a cellular level. But the great thing about them is they really accelerate the cycle of finishing that program. It's been called or described as a couple of different things. You're trying to push a rusty wheel, for example. So you give it a push and it doesn't spin hardly at all. And then you give it another push and it spins a little more. A third push, it starts to spin more freely. This is what the SCENARs are doing. They're coming in and they're nudging the system. So out of that, you'll find, or at least in my experience, I've found that the devices that work the best on the body for breaking through these aberrant or dysfunctional states are things that perturbate the system. So they shake it up, and it has to pay attention to what's going on all of a sudden, and as it's doing that, your own body's homeostasis snaps back, and it gets better each time it does that. So you create some chaos, you back off, coherency starts flowing in, things start flowing normal. And the more you do that, the more the body starts taking back control again. So that's the purpose of a SCENAR.